Peter Sam storms through. In the summer, the high hills of Sodor are Peter Sam's favorite place. There are flowers and forests and fields full of sheep and farmers who wave as Peter Sam chuffs by. But in the winter, it's very different in the hills. There is rain and wind, and sometimes there are bad storms. One rainy day, Peter Sam was delivering cars of slate. He saw a farmer up ahead by the tracks. "There's an emergency," he shouted. "A big storm is coming. We have to get the sheep down from the hills. We need the engines to help." Peter Sam wanted to help, so he puffed quickly away to the depot. He had to tell the other engines that there was an emergency. When Peter Sam arrived at the depot, his friends Rheneas and Skarloey were there. So was Mr. Percival. Peter Sam told him about the storm. "First," said Mr. Percival, "you must collect the freight cars and take them to the top of the hill. Then, pick up the sheep and bring them safely down the hill to the farmers." "Yes, sir," peeped Rheneas and Skarloey. They couldn't wait to get started. As Peter Sam was being uncoupled from the slate cars, there was a flash of lightning and a roar of thunder. Peter Sam was scared of the thunder and lightning, but he didn't want to tell his friends. He didn't want to look silly. Rheneas and Skarloey blew their whistles bravely as they puffed off to collect their freight cars. Peter Sam tooted his whistle as hard as he could, but it didn't sound very brave at all. The three little engines arrived at the bottom of the hill with their freight cars. Then there was an even louder roar of thunder. Peter Sam's wheels wobbled. He was very frightened. "Here I go," puffed Rheneas, and he bravely chuffed up the hill. "I'm coming too," Skarloey tooted loudly, and he puffed off bravely after his friend. Peter Sam watched his friends disappear into the storm. He didn't feel as brave as the other engines. "I'm too scared to go up the hill with them," Peter Sam puffed quietly, and with a sad puff of steam, Peter Sam reversed down a siding and hid. Peter Sam waited. He hoped no one would see he wasn't helping. At last, Rheneas and Skarloey came down the hill. Their wagons were full of sheep. Peter Sam watched the farmers unload the sheep. Then, Skarloey and Rheneas puffed back up the hill into the storm. They were being very brave. Peter Sam felt bad. He wanted to help, but he was too scared. Rheneas and Skarloey worked very hard. They puffed up and down the hill, bringing sheep safely to the farmers. Then there was trouble. Skarloey and Rheneas had puffed up and down so many times, they both ran out of coal. "Oh no," wheezed Rheneas sadly. "There are still more sheep up on the hill." "What are we going to do?" chuffed Skarloey. Peter Sam looked at his two friends. They were very tired and very sad. Then he looked at the farmers. They were worried about the sheep. "If a big engine like me is frightened of thunder, the little sheep must be very scared," Peter Sam chuffed to himself. "I wanted to help the sheep. I wanted to help the farmers. And I wanted to help my friends. But I haven't helped any of them. I've let them all down." He felt terrible. Peter Sam puffed slowly out of his hiding place. Rheneas and Skarloey were pleased to see him. "Did you collect lots of sheep?" Skarloey asked. "We didn't see you," puffed Rheneas. Peter Sam sadly told them what had happened. I was too scared of the thunder and lightning to go up the hill with you, he wished. So I hid and I watched you working. Because of me, there were still sheep on the hill. So now I'm going up to collect them, he chuffed. There was another flash of lightning and a roar of thunder. But Peter Sam didn't notice. He pumped his pistons and puffed off bravely up the hill. The lightning flashed around Peter Sam, and the thunder roared. But Peter Sam wasn't scared. All he thought about was collecting the sheep and bringing them safely down the hill. Peter Sam arrived at the top of the hill. The farmer was waiting. He was very pleased to see Peter Sam. The sheep were quickly loaded into the cars, and Peter Sam set off down the hill. It was very hard work, but Peter Sam didn't give up. He chuffed up and down the hill until he had collected all the sheep. Peter Sam felt very happy. I'm braver than I thought, he wished, and he puffed proudly down the hill for the last time. Rheneas and Skarloey were waiting for Peter Sam at the bottom of the hill. Well done, they tooted. They were very happy to see him and proud of their friend. Peter Sam smiled. I didn't think I could do it, but I could. The lightning still flashed and the thunder still roared. But Peter Sam was the happiest engine on Sodor.